The death penalty. Let's talk about that. As Christians, is it right to kill somebody? Doesn't the sixth commandment say, "Thou shalt not kill"? Shouldn't we just have mercy and put people in prison? Murderers, shouldn't they go in prison for life? What does the Bible say on that? How should we react to this as Christians? Or are we being framed? Let's take a look. I misquoted the sixth commandment in the beginning. I don't know if you caught that. And I did that on purpose. It's not "thou shalt not kill." It's "thou shalt not murder." Murder is different than killing. Murder is done with a sense of anger, with actual hatred. Killing is done as a necessity. We are allowed to kill animals to eat, and we are told to kill people who murder other people. And this is very important. I'm going to read it precisely what the law says in Exodus. And it's in Exodus 21:12. He that smite a man so that he die will surely be put to death. There's nothing ambiguous about that. We are told we are supposed to put murderers to death. And I'm going to go into a little later as to why we're supposed to do it, because God gives us the reason behind doing that. But I just want to go a little further. I'm going to read Leviticus 24:17. And it says, "He that killeth any man shall surely be put to death." And here it is. It's repeated again. Leviticus is truly the base. This all comes out of the Torah, which are the first 5 books of Moses. And it's very important that we follow this. Okay, I just wanted to go a little further into killing and murder. Murder is done in anger or for profit or for some other bad reason. But killing is sometimes a good thing. We kill to eat, and we kill to eliminate the bad people that corrupt our world. I'm not saying that we kill every bad person, but I'm just saying murderers that are convicted should be put to death. And we as Christians are pushed by who? The atheists, whereas not to kill people. They push on us and say, "Oh, you love everybody, you should forgive everybody, don't kill them, don't kill them." But at the same time, they're willing to kill unborn babies who have done nothing wrong, completely innocent blood. They have no problem killing those and no problem giving mercy or letting go criminals. So you see this in our society today. They let these people go. Not only do they killers, they let them go, but they don't put them to death. And there's a reason why they don't do this. And this is all about corruption. The corruption of what they're trying to do to us and to our land. Now, if we want to treat America, and now I'm speaking as an American here. I know we have foreign audiences here, and it applies to you in your country too. But we were founded on Judeo-Christian values, and which means our laws sort of mimic the Bible's laws. If we do it right, they should. But we've polluted our laws here, whereas we don't do this. So if you have a false witness in a trial, in the Bible it says a false witness, that they will incur the same penalty that the person they bared false witness against. So if you said somebody was a murderer and they're facing the death penalty because of the murder, they find out you lied, now you get the death penalty. You get the same thing. In America here, we just lovingly say, "Oh, but I believe them. I believe them. Oh, she said, I believe her. I believe her." That's not justice. You have to do due diligence and justice. You can't start killing people. And that's what makes it hard now, because we kill people. Give people the death penalty. It has to be on sound evidence, not just willy-nilly. I want to move into Exodus 21 and Deuteronomy 19. They kind of parallel each other in this. It's kind of a repeat. But they talk about a man being killed by accident, and they use the example of an axe head flying off an axe and hitting someone and killing them. And these people, if the death is accidental, these people can flee to they had a third, like a safe city that they would flee to, and as long as they stayed in that city until the high priest died, they would be able to remain free. But if they left the city and someone from the other family where somebody died, was still angry and killed them, so be it. They revenged them, but they had a safe city to stay in. So basically, what they're telling us is that, if somebody dies accidentally, they are not put to death. So this is the loop that gets you out of this. It's the Bible uses the term lying in wait. If you lie in wait for someone, then you can incur the death penalty. This is pretty important stuff, but I just want to go into, a little bit of why somebody has to die. I say this in the beginning and it's quite cold, but why does somebody have to die? And we're going to go right to Numbers. Here, I'm going to read this for you here. I have this Numbers 35:33. So ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for blood it defileth the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it. It says it right there. So when the Jews went into the land, God told them to wipe out all the Canaanites, the seven nations that were there, and he said to kill them all, them, men, women, children, animals, everything. They wanted it all purged so that they can start with a clean, undefiled land. And if there was a murder, a rape, something like that, they wanted the death of the perpetrator. Anybody who spilled blood, his blood would be required to clean that blood. So if I murdered somebody, they would have to kill me so that my blood would cleanse the land. And that's sort of the track that they took. And when we come here to America, and I'll say the rest of the world too, but I'm, like I said, I'm speaking pretty much as an American. What they want to do here is, if you notice this, it's to save the corrupted blood of a murderer. We want to keep them alive, keep their blood here. We want to defile the land as much as we can. We want to invite killers and criminals from other lands to bring them here. We want this land defiled so that we can take this land from God. God gave us this country, and they want to take it away, and they need to defile it. And defiling it by, like I said before, killing of innocent babies. We get rid of the innocent blood, we spill that, but we keep the corrupted blood. We want to keep that alive. And how do they do that? They throw that at us because a lot of us as Christians, we're not paying attention, and we let them force onto us what our values should be. They said, oh, you're Christians, you should love everybody. Don't kill people. You should want them to stay alive. No, we should be the first ones saying they should die, actually. And we should be the first ones saying that the unborn should live. And, I see a lot of Christians confused on this point. Okay, let's wrap this up the best we can. Let's remember that in 2 Corinthians 4, Paul tells us that Satan is the title holder of the earth. And what Satan's trying to do through his minions is defile as much of the earth as he can. Because you remember, he's going to get evicted. Once he loses his case in front of God, he's going to get evicted. This is what they tell us in the book of Revelation, and he'll end up on the earth again. But he wants this place as defiled as possible. Just like it was before the flood, the earth was completely defiled. That's why God had to spill the blood with the flood of all the people to cleanse the land. But we're coming into the same sort of thing now, where slowly but surely we're ratcheting it up. And how far will we go? Who knows? I mean, if we saw an example from Abraham, if we remember, Abraham said about Sodom, Gomorrah, Zeboim, and Admah, the 4 cities that were destroyed, he said, would you do it for if there were 50 righteous people? He asked God, and God said, I wouldn't. And then he worked their way down. And when they got to 10, that's where they left it off. So for the sake of 10 people, he wouldn't destroy it. But as we're going, we're getting more and more wicked. And we'll get down to the point like in the flood, everybody was just wicked, basically, except Noah. And he started again with them. And he'll do that now. Once we get totally wicked, he'll just take the few Christians that truly believe and truly stay true to form and listen to his laws and obey his laws and have faith in him. Those will be the ones that'll be taken. and start it again.